Yeah. Here
Once
we go,
again,
live again.
Soul Cycle Alchemy.
Soul Cycle Alchemy. All right, so we can finish where we left off at last week.
What was that?
That was the 7 dimensions of the self.
Okay, go ahead. Go into it.
Well, I sent you. We were doing the video.
Oh, the video.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to watch that video? Yeah, I kind of want to go into the Ukraine situation too, because
Oh, well. We can do some hard copy first.
Right. Well, I recently did some research on what's really going on in the whole Ukraine situation or whatever. How Russia is so-called invading, but it's not an invasion. It's a military. It's like a military prevention or something like that they're trying, or something like that, or military act. I mean, some type of prevention, because what happens is that Ukraine are U.S. allies, right?
Well, and they're trying to join NATO.
Exactly. See, now you get it. See, that's exactly the root of the problem right there. That NATO.
Well, there's more to it than that.
No, there's more to it than that, but that's kind of the
one
root of the problem, because what happens is Russia don't want. Well, first of all, Russia wasn't invited to NATO.
No,
they wasn't invited. Mm-hmm. So what happens is, if Ukraine becomes a NATO ally
member,
they can put military
missiles
presence there, and they too close to Russia, and Russia like, no, we ain't having that. Y'all motherfucker strategically put some bomb right next to Russia, so we about to nip that in the butt right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Moscow is only a few hundred miles away from the Ukraine. So if they got missiles there, they'll hit Moscow in seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
So also the fact that, like, there's a lot of Nazi activity going on in Ukraine too. Like a lot of Nazis in Ukraine and shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Germany had a big part in that in Ukraine too. But they're really trying to, well, this is what the Russians are saying, that they're trying to protect Russian citizens in Ukraine, Russia speaking citizens in Ukraine, and that's why they have the military prevention or whatever and shit. So,
dude, it's all about them fucking pipelines and that natural gas resources in that island. What's that island, that Crimea? What, I can't remember the name, that they took over in 2014.
The island?
Yeah, there's an island that's off the coast of the Ukraine and sort of almost connected to Russia. That's full of natural gas, and Ukraine was going to go get that natural gas, but that's part of Russia's claiming that back, and they don't want Ukraine touching that, because Russia is a energy peddler. Their government
they provide energy to most of a lot of Europe. They provide energy to a lot of Europe.
They supply, yes, they do. And this is like a major part of their GDP, and how Putin make his money and how they fund their military and, are able to support the shit that they do. And he's been planning this shit for 20 years.
Right. So they both got imperialist interest in the area, period.
Absolutely.
That's all that
Absolutely. It's always about the resources.
Yeah.
And it's the resources, and also military advantage. They want a bumper zone between them and NATO.
Yeah.
And I can't blame them, because it would be too easy for NATO to come in there with an invasion force to take them out. They wouldn't be able to stop it. Because once they get in there, it's all flat lands.
Mm-hmm.
It's all flat land all the way to Moscow, just flat plains, no mountains or anything like that to slow you down. So they have no choice but to do what they're doing.
Right. So basically, this is just international geopolitics at play. Mm-hmm. It really, and the crazy part of it is these elitists are making these decisions, and the working class and the poor suffer from all of these decisions that really ultimately have nothing to do with the working class and poor. You know what I'm saying?
But we fund it through our taxes, and we pay for it, but we get no benefit other than we get to heat our homes and put gas in our cars to drive to work and to be a slave.
Exactly, and this is really not beneficial to us because we're not the ones who are getting the financial revenue that's being generated from these natural resources. These companies that are owned by these elite groups that are internationalists, they don't have a loyalty to one nation. You know what I'm saying? They're internationalists, and they reap the benefit off of this. All of these proxy wars. These proxy wars are being the beneficiaries of.
Can I get back with you? I'm right in the middle of a podcast. Okay.
So yeah.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay. Sorry about that.
But yeah, it's never the people in the people's interest for these wars to continue to go on, man. And it's the military industrial complex that's really reaping the benefit. They just sent all these weapons. America responds to this and send weapons over there, bro.
Yeah. The military industrial complex, they're walking around with a big old wet stain in the front of their pants.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah. Because this is their bread and butter.
But I think it's getting to the point where that shit is fading away. That shit is wearing out because the general public are kind of connecting the dots now. And now these anti-war protests is going to get bigger. They've gotten not only anti-war protests, but anti-war organizations are getting more, and they're literally connecting the dots to the people because that's where the war really is the misinformation war and shit. It's like that's how they able to get away with this shit because they don't inform they general public on what's actually going on, and they able to work in between these boogeyman stories that they give us as justification to go to war with these shit. Like Putin is the boogeyman now.
Yeah, and then they hire actors and actresses, put them on a stage, look like it's a lot of burnt up buildings and shit, and then it's terrible. They're killing the babies. Oh,
right.
Please.
They already exposed that with that one Muslim lady who was from Iraq. When they went in there to invade Iraq, they've already exposed that she was an actor, bro. and really, people get swept under the rug a lot of times. They do these false flags. They do all of this crisis, stage crisis and this shit, and nobody really talk about it, man. Like, whatever happened to the case where they sued Alex Jones? They sued Alex Jones because he started calling out the Sandy Hook hoax or the Sandy Hook stage event, right? So the Sandy Hook people who were the victims of the Sandy so-called sued him, right? Because he kept on saying it was a staged event. These were crisis actors and everything. It's a staged event. It's a crisis actor. I wonder whatever happened to that case. I'm gonna find out what happened to that case. And
I never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna find out what the Sandy Hook case, where Alex Jones was kept on saying it was a false flag. It was a staged event. You know what I'm saying? Like Price is Right. He had so much evidence to prove it, and to the point where the victims sued Alex Jones. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what led to him getting banned from the internet too.
Oh, okay.
You know
he was too much telling the truth to get you. The truth will get you free.
It's crazy, yeah. No, it's crazy. They banned Alex Jones and they banned Farrakhan from the internet. You know that, right?
The Farrakhan? Oh,
yeah, they banned Farrakhan and Alex Jones from the internet.
Shit. So, I guess we'll be next.
I mean, that's the goal. That's the fucking goal, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So we know we're doing something right when they do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the next one to look out for is China invading Taiwan.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and what's the geopolitics associated with that bullshit? Because it's always something else behind it that they not telling us in the general public.
Okay, Taiwan has a lot of rare minerals there that they need for this new technology. For microchips and shit like that, lithium.
Okay. So that's why they in Africa so heavy too. They flipping over Africa too, and that's another geopolitical hotspot.
Yeah, someone told me that we're bombing the fuck out of Somalia right now for some oil interests.
Right, and that's crazy because we be in proxy wars all the time. If you understand what a proxy war is, that means we're in the middle of other people's conflicts, trying to. I mean, I'm saying we, you know what I'm saying, but that ain't got nothing to do with it.
U.S.
American political interests are in the middle of everybody's conflict just to secure their international political interests.
They'll send arms and money to raise up a secret army to fight that war.
Right.
Like ISIS.
Right. Like they did to Southern America. They recently tried to do it to Venezuela, and it failed. They tried to orchestrate a coup in Venezuela, and it failed. Yeah, and they got exposed for it. The CIA was in Venezuela trying to create these organizations to overthrow Venezuela.
Yep.
And they caught their ass. They tried it. They tried it in Cuba once. You know what I'm saying? They tried it in Cuba and they caught their ass. So,
speaking of Cuba, I mean, Russia is acting the same way that we act when they tried to put nuclear weapons in Cuba.
That was a hostile situation too.
Yeah,
but it seemed like this shit is rehashing the United States versus Russia shit is rehashing again.
Yeah, new generation style. But this one is more dangerous than any other. But, at some point, humanity is going to learn that these wars, going about it the way that we're going about it, is almost pointless. Because it's just one planet, and resources on the planet belongs to all of us.
I mean, of course, that right there is something that the elitists and the people who are making these decisions can't make the dots in that respect. They don't want to. Their greatest threat is for the planet to click up without them.
Without them having some say so on how things should
control over it. Man, that's their worst nightmare.
Well, that's going to be a dream come true. That's going to have to be a dream come true.
The only way it can happen is we stop being naive to their covert attacks against these genuine grassroots, because you can get genuine grassroots human freedom fighting organizations, and they they can be infiltrated easily by these different
elitist
agencies and shit.
CIA,
Everybody different agencies.
FBI,
That's kind of
NSA.
naivism of the movement. Like that's kind of why when I was in the movement a lot, it was like that was one of my main issues, that how we what kind of protocol we got to keep infiltrators outside of the fucking ranks and shit. That's the main way they destabilize these groups, man. Is you have infiltrators amongst you all the time.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm afraid that Bobby Hemmett was so right back in the 90s and early 2000s that you got to stay away from these groups. And this is a spiritual war. You're going to have to do it each one is going to have to do it on their own.
No, I agree with that. No, I definitely agree with that, because like I just said, I came out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that there is no possibility of people being genuine with each other enough, trusting each other enough for it can be possibly. And that's the advantage the elitists got over us, is that they had each other throat too. But one thing you stand firm on is they want to continue to control society. They want to continue to control humans.
There is this such thing as called honor among wolves.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So they stick to that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shit. So yeah, I agree with Bobby. I came to that conclusion a long time ago. It's like, to me, there ain't gonna be no vanguard. Like we think the revolutionary vanguard gonna come and galvanize the people. That's some bull crap. That's some romanticism crap.
It's gonna be up to each one to do the work that they have to do.
Right. And it's spiritual. It's mainly spiritual, like you said.
It's all spiritual.
It's very spiritual, man. It's like if we are still attempting to fight this thing on a physical level, then you just don't get it, man.
Yeah. This is not a war that can be won on a physical level.
As a matter of fact, that's the distraction to the actual war, which is happening on a spiritual realm right now. If you're not doing your rituals, if you're not, you know what I'm saying, destroying this society in your mind,
and not and just and purging out your own impurities.
Right. I mean, that's without saying in the you know what I'm saying, in this if you in this path, if you coming over here, self-knowledge,
you have to purge.
Self-awareness, self-knowledge. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means by purging, because if you understand yourself, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can basically put all of your stuff in its proper order inside. It's like how can I say it? It's like doing inventory, emotional and psychological inventory.
Okay.
Within, you know what I'm saying?
You can filing, doing some psychological filing.
Right. Because once you organize yourself in that respect, you become powerful. And this is where the power lies. Most of these people are empty inside. Most of these people trying to live precariously through that false delusion of themselves. What's it called? A false delusion of grandeur. Delusions of grandeur.
Okay.
You know so they trying to live this false image of who they are without even knowing themselves. You got to do some deep diving within yourself and accept certain things about your humanity and your spiritual self and your, you know what I'm saying, and your beyond humanity self.
Yeah, because your humanity is only a vehicle that you're using down here just to experience the physical world.
Yeah.
It's not something that lives on after you make the transition on.
Yeah,
but that energy still lives on, though. That energy still lives on. It lives on in the emotional realm. and it will try to find another. It will try to find another personality to incarnate in, because remember, everything is alive.
No, I agree.
Yeah, energy is not destroyed. It's only transferred. So we leave little residues of ourselves, or what we brought to life here, behind when we pass on, and that energy can continue to live on, and can continue to express itself. It's with, thought forms.
What up, brother? The brother Rashamir is joining the conversation. So,
oh, okay, welcome.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're doing fantastic.
And yeah, man, I've been hearing about, like, y'all talk about the war and all that stuff, and what's that, Sandy Hook?
Well, no, we was talking about how Alex Jones got sued for exposing Sandy Hook as a staged event.
Right.
Do you remember? Sued, and I was just wondering how the case turned out, because they sued him.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know what came up with the case, but they actually sued him for making those allegations.
Yeah, but it's, so crazy about that is that, I don't know if you remember Michelle Obama's Let's Move.
Yeah.
And students first.
Yeah.
Okay, it was one thing. They had they brought all these teenagers on stage.
I remember that.
And when they brought all these teenagers on stage, and somebody made the correlation that those was the Sandy Hook kids that supposedly, ended up in that situation, because they had compared the pictures to their young self to their teenage self.
Wow, that's some weird shit. That it's crazy how they do stuff like, well, allegedly they do stuff like that. Like, they be having these same crisis actors in different situations, and people just don't even pay attention. When I've seen that video too, it'd be the same crisis actors.
Yeah, it's like 6 months later they are witness to something else, and then 6 months later
in another state.
Organized group around the country.
It's crazy because I think they're real actors. They
are,
and they're really trying to do the part. Like, they saying, we got a part for you, and it's like that. Like, right. But they don't tell. I don't think they tell them that, nigga, you playing an actual part where we're staging an event right now.
And they're very organized to the point where they having kids by each other. Like,
Damn.
No,
because I've seen that video you talking about. I just got to go watch it again.
Yeah, if you can find it.
Yeah, I don't think you can find that one, because I know exactly what you're talking about. They were talking about how a lot of these stage actors are the same ones that be catching them in different events, different situations, and it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man, and they get married to the other actors, their kids, and their kids be part of the situation too.
What of these slaves that allegedly that the elitists basically are, because you know how the Britney Spears thing, where she was trying to get liberation from her handlers,
right?
All of these motherfuckers have what they call that shit. What she was under and shit.
Oh, MK Ultra.
It's all with a C.
The Monarch or MK
Ultra. Consideration.
Yeah, something. And I'm like basically they're slaves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Britney Spears just got free from that shit, homie.
Yeah, I'm glad she did, because she couldn't have kids. She had to wear IUD and all that stuff. She couldn't have kids and children and stuff, because it would stop the flow of the money and all kind of crap.
That's an open evidence in the public of human trafficking or slavery.
Not only that, you know what they're doing now in Hollywood? They buying your name now. They buying your name so you won't make no more money.
I heard about that.
That's the biggest thing in Hollywood.
No. They've been doing that, bro. They've been doing that. That's why you think, look at the story of George Clinton and how he was using all of these different titles and names. He was literally selling those names to the point where he just sold all the rights to all those names. He just said, fuck it, I'm gonna use my name, and because nobody owns this. And, you feel me? So they literally be selling their name, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's part of selling your soul and shit.
But not only that though, but if you're married to a celebrity and you about to leave that person and all that, they'll try to buy your name so you won't make money into the reality show circuit. You know, that's the biggest thing that's going. I mean, even though it's happening on a mass scale now.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But also it gives more evidence on what's going on with this. This is a conspiracy at this point. All these rappers.
Oh yeah.
This is a big ass conspiracy. How in the hell these men are young rappers coming up dead like this, man?
Yeah, all of them signed to the same record labels and stuff.
No. They not all signed to the same record.
Allegedly.
Like, a lot of them are signed to the same, but this is a phenomenon nobody's really questioning. Like all these young rappers dying like this suddenly.
Yeah, and then you find out that the record company got insurance.
Exactly, it makes perfect sense, though. It makes perfect sense because they're not only going to they already own their name, probably. Because most of these rappers, like you said, they sold their name already. So they sold all the rights to everything who they are already.
And the crazy part, allegedly, the way how they intrigue them to sign over to the record corporations, they put the money next to the contracts. You know what I'm saying?
Us, we've been beat down, which is all this shit is systematic, if you ask me. We've been beat down so much. You put $1 million in front of a Negro, they be like, nigga, I'll give you anything you want to do, whatever you want to do to me.
Yeah, exactly. You know, who wants to go back to the projects? You know what I'm saying? Who wants to, you want to floss on your friends and the girls you liked it, you know what I'm saying? Now you got money, now you flossing.
Their worst nightmare is somebody like me, because I'm not taking that million. Fuck that million.
Oh no, forget that.
Fuck that million.
Yeah, fuck that million.
Fuck that. No, because at the end of the day, if I know you willing to give me $1 million, homie, I'm gonna just stick it out. Give me a couple of thousand, and we'll do a deal. We'll do a negotiation. I'll negotiate. We can, you know what I'm saying? We can do a negotiation, but I'm not selling my rights to nothing.
Yeah, you could take $10,000 and flip it into an empire. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, this is how they lead people away. They got these people hung up on. They give you a couple of $1 million, and like that's a lot of freaking money, man. That's after taxes, man. You ain't got shit.
You ain't got
that's just a pimple off their ass. That's not even a pimple off.
And then after not even counting the fact that y'all live an overwhelmingly lifestyle that's way out of your budget. You feel me? Y'all, the first $1 million ain't shit, bro. When they try to live that lifestyle like that, you feel me? That ain't shit.
I mean, if you spend $100,000 a year, you'll be broke in 10 years. But they're gonna be spending $200,000-300,000 a year.
Man, they just spend half that million immediately as soon as they get it.
Yep.
As soon as they get it, they're gonna want to buy a big ass car. They're gonna want to buy some chains and all this unnecessary bull crap. A lot of them don't even buy a car first. They get a chain first.
Yeah, that's the first thing they get. They get something that makes people want to hate you. That's something I didn't understand. That like you get money.
That's the ill psychology of our community, bro. That's the ill. We got a number done on us through the whole psychological dysfunctional slavery shit. We got a number done on us, man.
Real bad.
Like there's a Facebook post where a sister was like, she was responding to a video where they was clowning the dude because he had some fake Jordans on, right?
Right.
And they laughing, and the video stopped and said, "Why are y'all laughing at somebody who ain't got a pair of Jordans that is destroying, exploiting workers? You know what I'm saying? Who make those Jordans for a couple of damn dollars a day and shit, and sell it to your ass for overwhelming amounts of money, and these workers in these other countries are barely fucking making it and shit. And you clowning these, you clowning. I'm glad how she made the connection to that, because I've been saying that shit for years, that y'all actually are impressed with this bullshit right here. Y'all so materialistic and superficial that y'all done got caught into this devil world, and everything is about that standard that y'all got, this living up to the Joneses standard and shit. Y'all done lost y'all damn mind.
Well, Michael Jordan don't even wear his own shoes like that. He be walking around here with New Balances on. You know, and putting $30 million into private prisons.
Who, Jordan?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that motherfucker filed. He been filed.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, he been filed. He ain't allegedly been filed. He been filed though, for sure.
Right. Because I read that a long time ago where he put $30 million to the private prison sector and all that. And I said, Michael Jordan? I said,
I
people
wouldn't put
are
it
dying
past
over
him.
your
No,
shoes.
don't put it past that. You can tell by his attitude, bro. You can tell by the way he treat people, bro. You can tell, man, is he that type of person? You can tell by the way he looked at himself as it pertains to his people, man.
Ask a chameleonaire.
Right.
Yeah.
You can tell he did some foul shit like that.
That right there hurted his feelings so bad, and I felt his pain.
When you think about how so-called black people have been under the control of these European colonizers for so long, it could have never been done unless we had so many sellouts amongst us, bro.
Of course.
That's the problem. That's the main. We got to purge these goddamn sellouts, man. We got to purge these goddamn sellouts, homie.
Purge their ass. Yeah, they call them Negro Boulets. The Negro Boulets. Yeah, they work for the king.
Yeah,
they do. They like a lot of. Look, it's crazy, bro. My thing is, here we go again. We getting caught up in the affairs of a whole nother different group. Why? Because our affairs don't matter to us. When the European gets in trouble, then we in trouble now, huh?
All of us in trouble.
We in trouble now, huh?
Well, if we were really following our real, true, conscious codex where we're supposed to be going, then we would be preparing the world to make a dimensional jump into a higher dimension.
Exactly. I agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
Because we're done with the
got to keep us distracted with these mundane cardinal issues and shit, because that's the real issue. This is why I'm talking about going back to our true nature. If we were in our true nature, that's what we would be thinking about right now. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna make this transition from this new fucking vibrational shift we going through?
We would be attaching ourselves
that it's beyond whatever this motherfucking European is doing.
He has no concept of that. He can't. The closest thing he has to that is his technology, and that doesn't even compare. And his technology, all his technology is doing is just emulating what we used to be able to do
naturally.
Naturally. Everything is organic.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the stuff that this society calls technology, we can do this shit naturally. Like a computer can't do no faster than your own brain if you cultivated it.
Yeah, we cultivated it, and we were born into that.
A society,
and it was a language that we learned to speak when we were babies,
right?
And look where we would be now, because this is the age where the caveman runs the world.
Listen, we have been cultivated with inferiority.
Well, that's because
we have been cultivated with their idea of their inferior view of
we've been sleep. We've been sleep. Okay,
right.
That's all. We just been sleep in our cocoons, and while we've been sleeping in our cocoons, they hit us on the head and gave us their mind.
Yeah, they want us to think like them, and we come from two separate realities.
Yeah, I mean, we've been on this planet longer. We've been free on this planet longer than we've been their slave. Don't forget that.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
And we're going, and they're just a little tiny blip in our evolution.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how you just said that. There's a tiny blip in our evolution, because I hate people giving them so much credit on. Like, they're not all that, man. We just gotta.
That's because they don't know who the fuck they are and where they came from. They think they came from Adam and Eve. They think they think somebody ate an apple, and because somebody ate an apple, we all gotta suffer now.
That's the most comic bookish like shit I ever heard in my life, bro. And it's just like, to me, a lot of them ain't indigenous to this planet. You know what I'm saying? They say they don't know where they came from. It's almost like they all reappeared at once at the same time. And according to Google, they only 4,500 years old. 4,500 years old. You know what I'm saying? So they're the youngest race on the planet.
I thought it was 6,000 to 10,000.
Well, they've probably just been on the scene.
They always try to up the number and stuff, and always try to, put their self in our history. You know what I'm saying? Where there's no documentation.
You're right, because they not a part of the general.
But they definitely didn't come from outer space or from out there, because out there is darkness, black. They didn't come from the black.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
Like I said, they are some type of anomaly, bro. They are
They represent an impurity from us. They're an impurity that was purged from us. Okay, and their purpose here is to teach. They're like our teachers here to teach us. The lowest part of us, because we had to learn everything. And we weren't going to do that on our own. We're not capable of going this low on our own. We needed help to go.
Damn, I'm glad that's exactly what it is. We're not capable of even going there, so we had to create an example.
If it was up to us alone by ourselves, we never would have came to this.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So if we never would have came to this, we can never go to the next level. We have to come to get to the next level. We had to go through this.
So that's why they ain't nothing but a blip in our evolution.
Yeah.
They're nothing but a blip in our evolution, bro.
Yeah. So they were created to help to serve us, so we can go through this, go to our lowest level. So then we can say we've done it all. Now we can go up to our highest level again. And then there won't be no more need for them. They'll just burn away.
There will be so much distance in, like you said, become a blip to the point where they fall into non-existence.
Yeah. Okay, right now they're kind of needed, because we have to go to this low level. We have to see this. We have to learn this.
Yeah.
So that we won't have to do this no more.
No,
but we wouldn't have made it here on our own. We just don't got that in us.
That makes sense. I mean, when you understand what the soul evolution actually is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're going beyond humanity right now.
Yeah, we're going to be.
It almost seems like they're supposed to teach us what we lost, but they saving it for themselves and teaching themselves and other ones that look like them to stay in power.
The point is, it don't matter what they do. They are insignificant, really.
Yeah, they don't exist. They are
insignificant, bro. Like,
they're ghosts. Yeah, they.
The reason why we keep getting caught up into them is because we're realizing ourselves.
Yeah,
that's the only way. That's the only reason we keep thinking of. We keep focusing. Why is this is why I'm asking my people? Why in the hell are we caught up in the issue of a whole other different group of what happened? How do we get here? That's a big like how the fuck we was running like less than 1,000 years ago. We was running the whole fucking planet.
Yeah,
less than 1,000 years ago. Less than 1,000 years ago, bro. We was
running the planet. You can blame it on social engineering. You know?
No. What it is, no. Everything in life, it has a beginning, and then it peaks, and then it starts going down, and it degenerates.
Seasons.
Okay, so we're just a victim of our own success. We're just a victim of our own history. We've been here so long that we had no choice but to degenerate. Okay,
it reminds me of hip hop almost. You know what I'm saying? How hip hop was, about like, what I'm saying, like conscious, and you had different varieties of hip hop. Now they just smuggled all this default hip hop that you listening on the radio, and then people got saturated so much with it that they thirsty for new stuff. They want to hear something new. They want to hear intelligence. They want to hear lyrics. They want to hear,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a good example. That's a good example.
Yeah,
it reminds me of disco.
Right. But that's exactly what they did with disco. They saturated to the point where people just, I don't hear that shit no more. You feel me? That's kind of how the evolution. You know what I'm saying? It's like we done been through this so many damn times. What can we experience now? What could be possibly low? How lower could we ever go? Like you said, we couldn't go no lower, so we had to take a part of our imperfect and create an example of how low it can go.
Yeah, we have to create this artificial.
This is how low you can go,
artificial human. That has no trouble in helping us come to this level, because that's all it's capable of. It's not capable of anything great.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, we did teach it to talk. We did teach it. We gave it some culture and a Masonic order and all that shit. We brought the, all in
the purpose of facilitating our rise, though.
Yeah. We're doing it. We were doing it for us, not for them.
Of course.
Yeah, we just let them think that we were doing it for them.
No, I think their egos won't allow them to see. I mean, they know the truth. They actually do. They do admit it all the time. If you really listen to them. But they're doing it in a way that's arrogant, like again, they're trying to attach themselves to the human family and shit, which they're not. They're hybrids. They can't.
Yeah,
they infiltrated the human family some type of way, and like I said, we heard ourselves of that. That's the same Yaku story though. That's the Yaku story.
I always thought that story was a story of self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? Coming up. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know what I'm saying? The story that, you know what I'm saying, he came from another place, and he ran into some people that looked like them, and the people wasn't too agreeant if they were people like them because they had bigger heads and all that. So I think
heard that
his father and all, and he
it was symbolic to a group of people who wasn't evolved enough to realize that wasn't how you get. Because you feel me? So I know you're right, but that self-hate comes out of not being evolved enough to realize that, you know what I'm saying, it's a greater mission, it's a greater purpose. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're right about that, but that's exactly what motivated Yaku to create the inferior race. That was
right.
I heard he was under the influence of the demiurge, because in the Gnostic story, the white people weren't the first counterfeit spirits created. There were counterfeit spirit created before them, and they looked like us. Yeah, wow. The first counterfeit spirits were black.
They're amongst us too.
And they're still amongst us.
Yeah.
That Negro Boule.
Yeah.
Though, you know, the ones that sell out.
Right.
That's them. Those are counterfeit spirits.
Yeah, and and it's crazy because I understand how a person can have so much arrogance and so much madness to the point where they want to sock a wall. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like these brothers is all over the planet. These brothers is all over space. We can't outrun them. You know what I'm saying? They everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So once you have that logic in your mind state and all that, it's like they need to be destroyed. They need to be controlled. They need to be crippled. They must have no power. Over the years, what I noticed, they attack all the brothers named Michael. You know what I'm saying? If your name is Michael, you got some kind of craziness attached to you, or they attacking you. You know, because everybody that holds that name has a certain energy behind them. If you ever paid attention to it.
The Archangel Michael.
But also, if they have the potential of activating that archetype, that's what it is. If they have the potential of activating that archetype, then they're targeted.
Right.
Yeah, because they already got the energy. They're in the entertainment business, so there's already a spark there that's already lit. They have to keep it contained.
Michael Jackson had it.
Right.
Yeah. That could evolve to something else, And
because it's crazy because Michael was conscious as hell. And
big time conscious.
He was he was majorly a conscious brother. He had read a lot of John Henry Clark books and shit. He had read a lot of those books that we read in the conscious community. He had read them.
He read a lot. I mean, a lot of his videos, especially like Remember the Time, that, basically that was a metaphysical video.
And there was not one white person in there.
Appearing in different spots and all that. Like even the video, Can You Feel It? As they portrayed as gods and giving the masses of people, energy to wake them up out of the spell. If you go back and pay attention to that video, it was very powerful. You know what I'm saying? But they hide behind the word entertainment, and be telling you the facts at the same time.
Right.
Very metaphysical. All of them know that knowledge, though. It's crazy, but it's like they give you pieces of it. They don't give you the whole enchilada. They give you pieces of it. Prince too. Prince was elevated to the next level too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all gone. They're all gone now.
Right.
Every last one. There's no more.
Their powers were released when they were gone, and now the potential is still here. You know what I'm saying? That was actually supposed to be using that energy.
It's a current. It's current.
It gets dispensed amongst us. You know what I'm saying?
Now
current. That energy potential is in us now.
Yeah. And then, babies that's coming out of the womb, they coming out.
They already have it though, because you notice how babies coming out of the womb already dancing as soon as they come out the womb.
Yep, lifting their heads up, all that, lifting their heads up, and all that stuff. I seen videos.
They're already celebrities.
They call them COVID babies and all that. These COVID babies are something else. They are new. They crawling. Before they even have thought. You know what I'm saying? And
they coming at this point in our evolution where it's popping. Like they're like they coming out like, let's get it popping. Let's do this.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Well,
we're seeing they just came from the spirit realm, so they was like, "Oh, we about to go to the end of humanity, another end of humanity and shit." You better go to another year. Let's go, nigga. You feel me? That's how we think on a soul level. We like, oh, let's reincarnate right here, right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reincarnate.
It's the point of time where it's supposed to happen. I mean, like, a lot of them are gonna be the saviors of humanity, you know, educators, and you know what I'm saying, because the new generation, when they look at stuff that we already know about, they be questioning it so many times. That's why a lot of stuff get brought back up, because they just now coming across that information. You know what I'm saying? Stuff we already knew about in the 90s and 2000s, and then they go berserk because it's like, why nobody doing nothing about it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it ain't about humanity no more, though. Humanity is over with. That shit is over with, bro. Now it's revealing the soul power. You know what I'm saying? Revealing the soul power. That's what it's all about.
Even if this world was completely destroyed, consciousness will continue on. Life will continue on. We will continue incarnating in new bodies somewhere else.
Yeah. I believe that, because there's so many people that's you know, they go into this lady, and they you know, this lady basically tells you, you know, how many lifespans you had. You know, how many you literally be under hypnosis, and
you can do that yourself. You can figure that out yourself.
Yeah, you can
go within yourself. Ask yourself.
Yeah, you can, but so many people is terrified.
No, what happens is, like, when you go within and ask yourself, there's going to be a lot of voices that respond, right? You got to go to the essence and realize and get that connection with your essence, your primordial self, your essence, because you are the result of multidimensional reality. So you are connected to these multiple.
Yeah, but what part? But what part of me are you talking about? You see,
exactly.
You see, there's in Sanskrit. Okay, they call the higher mind manas. Okay, the mind is called manas. You have the higher manas, and then you got the lower manas that's connected to us down here. And that's only predicated to like these 4 levels of yourself. And then there's these other 3 levels that are higher. And then it's connected to something even higher than that.
Right.
I mean,
so a lot of times a lot of times when people so-called saying they praying to God, man, you probably praying to some archon. You probably praying to some type of
the ego.
And he answering, he responded, and you like, oh, that's God. No, you got to go beyond. You got to have this deeper connection with yourself to realize God.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So other than that, you're getting response from something else.
It creates order out of chaos. You know what I'm saying? Because these people don't know what they really worship, and these people don't know God from a can of paint, but they tell you in a minute, oh, I know God. Okay, well, if you know God, how many gods are there? You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, the Egyptians wrote it on the wall, all the different gods. You go to India, they talk about different gods. They, you know, but they just put it in a single format that God has all this, you know, human emotions. You better worship me, or I send you to the hellish plains because I love you.
All of these concepts of God that humans perpetuate, all of these concepts are just nothing more than human conceptualizations of higher self. They're trying to do what we're talking about, but they're letting it rule over them, in opposed to using it. And because God, let's look up the word. People are using the word God out of context, first of all.
But like
God,
when you get into
actually literally means invoke. It literally means to invoke, right? Or to pour out libations. That's what literally God actually means. So what does that really mean? Let's go to the deeper essence of what God is. God is doing what I just talking about. You have to go within. You have to go within, because you have to go deep within, is what I'm saying. Because like I said, there's aspects of yourself that you haven't realized yet. So you got to really go deep and realize what's really going on. This is where you're going to find God at. This is what the scripture's saying. What I'm saying, it ain't you. If you're trying to find God and you're looking for something outside, it's going to be some type of dollar bribe. It's going to be some type of demiurge that's trying to lead your ass into being a worshiper,
and leaving you further and further into inferiority.
Exactly. So when you have this deeper connection with things like the greatest thing that the Christian community has said about their relationship with God. I have a personal relationship with God, right? And that's the most deepest aspect. Of course, that doesn't explain what I'm saying. What I'm saying, when you want to really get to God, it's just like how when they talked about in the dark is the divine darkness, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about levels of cognizance. These are levels of cognizance beyond human perceptual cognizance, right? We're going beyond.
Well, it's beyond your personality.
Right. So this is where you're going to meet. So you got to go, you got to literally meditate on this. You can't just think that first response is going to be God. It's going to be something. You got to meditate and go in so deep that you go beyond human.
You gotta take off all your clothes. You gotta take off your personality. You gotta take off everything that all these layers that you acquired after you were born. Because
you literally, until you do what we're talking about, you're literally talking to lower aspects of yourself, portraying himself as God. That's just lower aspects of yourself. Right?
Yeah, what you got to do is you got to meditate on your death. Meditate like you just passed away, and what you go through when you're no longer connected to your physical body.
Right. Astral
yeah, because, yeah. Start you letting go of everything.
You're gonna ask yourself on that level, and the answer is gonna come from a deeper source. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it's coming from. That when it's really a journey. It's a soul journey of yourself. You have to be on that journey constantly and realizing who you are deeper within.
Yeah, you got to be in that state of meditation on what you at all times. I mean, as much as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying in the divine darkness. Darkness doesn't mean evil. Darkness just means that meditation, that beyond human conceptualization. That's where you're going to have these higher conversations, higher intelligence, because it's called consciousness be unconsciousness. It's beyond it's conscious unconscious. That's what they call it.
See what you have. Okay, down here you have what is called personality. This is your lower self.
Right.
Higher self is individuality. Is an individuality. And the key is becoming conscious of the individual rather than than just the personality, because the true individual is what's left over after the personality is resolved.
Well, I wouldn't refer to it as the individual. I would refer to it as unified consciousness, or the unified consciousness. You know what I'm saying? What you call because what you call him the individual, right, is nothing but the spark that comes.
The true individuality. Okay, we have 7 levels of 7 dimensions of being, and true individuality that comes from at the top, which is called in Sanskrit Atman, which will probably be Adam Katman in the Kabbalah, or Adam, the atom.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And that's the self, the higher self. The man, the monad, the atman,
Right, but that's what I'm
and
saying. The self, it's what we even calling the self is attachment to a personality, a personal self, a self. That's personality.
well, there's higher true self though. That self that lives on
Yeah,
after.
the true self is the all.
Well, that's a whole nother realm too. But in the
Oh, so
aspect
you,
of the
oh my,
human,
see, so I get what you're saying now. So you're saying that it's a whole nother level of self-realization.
well, there's a whole level of there's something that's way beyond all, even the angels, the highest
Of course,
hierarchies
of
in
course.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. And then there's an aspect of that at the top of us in our crown chakra too, because we are a copy of the of I and the Father are one.
Right. No, I look at it like this,
See,
bro.
there are two levels.
When I was asking the question, like the brother said, what is God? I start asking questions. I was always asking the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
The conclusion my higher self gave me was you are it. When you want to commune, when you get to the point where you have this communication with what you're referring to as God, all you're gonna do is be looking at yourself.
Well, not only that, but there's only one true reality, the absolute, and everything that exists is part of the absolute. It exists. It is what everything is made out of. Good,
Right.
bad, evil, wicked, humble, everything.
You're talking about the primordial ooze.
Yeah.
What they call the primordial ooze, which is the material that they created
Well,
material reality from.
in the hidden, in theosophy, they call it the hidden God, Adi, A-D-I,
But
capital
the
A,
whole thing
capital
about it
D.
is it's not matter, but it created matter.
Well,
It's not
actually,
matter though.
it's a union of energy, spirit, energy, and matter.
Right.
Because remember, matter is subatomic particles.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but what I'm saying though is like people think light is spiritual and it's not. It's matter though. The darkness is spiritual.
Yeah, the darkness is what's eternal.
Right. The darkness
But
is
it's
spiritual.
but light is also darkness too. Light.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, light is dark until it's reflected
Light
off
is
of something.
crystallized darkness. That's all it is. It's crystallized darkness.
Yeah, until it's reflected off of something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, light is just, something artificial. But okay, now would be a good time to finish that Pablo. The seven
I'm about to get ready for my next show though.
7 dimensions. Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I'm about to get ready for the next show because I still gotta put some stuff together for it. So
Yeah.
we got it in for about an hour and so.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hour and 3 minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of. I'm gonna start promoting these shows a lot more because we getting some listeners and stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna start pushing it. But I'm encouraging everybody else to share it too. Because what we getting into, of course, a lot of people ain't ready for it. But you know what I'm saying? This is the time to get ready for it because we're going on a soul journey right now.
But see, these are normal conversations that we used to have in the hood. These are normal conversations we used to have in the projects. Right. You know what I'm saying? The only difference is we're broadcasting our how we think to the world. You know what I'm saying? We don't think like y'all because we live in a different reality than y'all do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We ain't that popular. Yeah, it's just
right.
The world. You say in the world because we on YouTube. Anybody can possibly be listening.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm pretty much sure they
ain't that popular though.
Just in case they come across this by accident.
Right.
You know.
But
you know.
I'm pushing it though. Don't get me fucked up. We about to be big in a minute because I want to take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And do like a little bit more graphics and then incorporate like a lot of enough technology. I got a whole new computer that I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, do some other things with it. Plus I got this software I've been fucking with called OBS. So yeah, I'm gonna start
all right.
integrating. And then a lot after I be working so hard every week and shit. It's hard for me to produce the show, but I want to start like doing stuff to produce the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can like do research prior and produce like videos that will kind of articulate some of the points that we be trying to make. You know what I'm saying? We already have a video set up for it and just let the video play and stuff when we smoke.
Yeah, man. Hey, we got to do one on hip hop. We got to do one definitely on hip hop because next year will be the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Oh, was it?
The 50th anniversary.
Next year's in August. Next year in August will be the 50th anniversary of hip hop. And you know, I'm trying to see the only people that's really talking about it is Mass Appeal, talking about doing the 50, you know, anniversary of hip hop documentary or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Damn. 1972.
That make me old as hell now.
Yeah.
That makes me old as a motherfucker now. God damn.
I'm older than hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm way over 50. Shit. I'm about
this thing so-called don't crack, man. Put it like this, if we just stopped adopting, you know what I'm saying, the colonial diet and everything, we will fucking be on a whole nother level, man.
Yeah,
we'll be in the fifth dimension. We'll be in the fifth dimension by now.
Yeah, you're right. You're right about that. Our shit right now is tainted, it's tampered with all type of fucking bullshit in our system.
Oh man, we got all kind of
they trying to keep us stuck with their ass, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I mean, that's impossible. We moving on, but at the end of the day, they want to. But that's the whole. Like you said, we got to experience this, man. We got to go through this.
Yeah, they can't go with us.
Oh,
no,
they can't go with us. Yeah. That's why they trying to hurry up and reset it before we go to the next chapter because they can't go with us.
Yeah.
So
now, what do you?
All this shit.
How far you guys think?
You know, I'm like, wow, y'all just devious, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leave us the fuck alone.
Speaking of devious, how far into Europe you think Putin's going? You think he's going all the way to the Baltics, or he's gonna chill?
Well,
I think it's too soon to even predict whatever is going. I think because at the end of the day, I don't think he even realized they really playing this little Russian roulette game on the international scale right now because. Yeah. They be all bluffing with each other a lot of times. They be doing it, so you never know what's going to happen. A lot of people predicting that he's going to, you know what I'm saying, try to push his power militarily because of Russia trying to prove something now.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just trying to be, you know, remember us. You belong to us. You know what I'm saying? Right. Anybody getting involved, you know what I'm saying. It would be. Something on the next level,
he said you know what I'm saying? Like that. He said,
that's what I'm saying.
He said some shit like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you know, they got gravity bombs. They got shit that can, your whole entire fleet will go into another dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
I think he said gravity.
Gravity bombs.
I'm interested in what the thing was. Did you have a video to see what that motherfucker do with it? The fuck?
A goddamn portal will open up in front of your goddamn Navy base and swallow everybody in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they can open up a black hole and send your ass into oblivion now? But how stable is that, though? how stable.
Yeah, man, you fuck around and tear a hole in time space and shit, and get everything fall in that motherfucker.
Yeah. That's why they don't really want to push the envelope to the power of the technology, because the people will be like, "Oh my god!" Because they had years to really study, research, create, study, research. Every decade they was doing it. They study, research, create, and now they sit up here and push. You're gonna see a big ass light show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, are we in the same time? They're gonna have entities walking around that look invisible and shit. But 9 times out of 10, it's the Russian soldiers coming at you invisible with guns and shit. You know what I'm
saying? You gotta realize a lot of stuff got exposed in 2000, in the 2005, 2008. A lot of stuff got exposed, right? They exposed a lot of government plots that was going on, like Project Bluebeam and shit.
All that, man.
Like, what would they plot behind that? Like, why would they have an interest in putting holograms up and shit and all this shit, and trying to deceive the general public and shit?
Yeah.
They're called to control the narrative.
The public believes what they see with their own eyes. They believe what they see with their own eyes. If I seen it on the news, it's true. That kind of mentality. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the ones that go 9 to 5 and want their football and want to barbecue on Sundays and got to be somewhere at 9 o'clock Monday morning. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing about it is, I seen that hologram technology, you know what I'm saying, on video. They got videos where some of these countries are testing that hologram technology, and we don't even realistic. I wouldn't see that shit and be like, "Oh, this is some real shit going on." I wouldn't see. I was like,
"Well, you, but the average person out here will have a car wreck. The average person sees some shit like that in the sky, they will wreck their car. You know what I'm saying? That's just
it's gonna scare motherfuckers initially, but if they try to go all the way with it, like, oh, they got alien, they try to stage an alien event and have holograms. I'm like, hey, that's a hologram, nigga. The fuck?
Yeah. They was testing it out in Brazil and had the face of Jesus rotating in the sky, and people was just on their knees praying.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So they just sitting back laughing, like, look at these fools. You know what I'm saying? That's what they.
Well, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
They could have had DMX and Tupac Shakur singing at the Super Bowl last week if they wanted to.
They remember they talked about how, I heard it was an article that they were talking about how they had a hologram of Tupac on the roof. When they were doing that. Like,
doing a concert.
Have a hologram of him on the roof like that day. Like, that was weird in itself. On the Super Bowl, they had a hologram of Tupac on the roof.
Yeah. They do stuff like that. They do stuff like that.
What was the purpose of that? Why didn't they call no attention to it? Did they call attention to it?
Not do I know of, no. Because it would have been all.
That they put a hologram of Tupac on the roof or something of the.
They had him performing at some Super Bowl or something, I think.
Yeah. What y'all think about Snoop Dogg owning Death Row?
Snoop Dogg owns Death Row now?
Yeah, but he bought it.
From where? Over Suge Knight's dead body? Is Suge Knight?
Suge's still alive. Suge locked up, ain't he?
Yeah, he's still locked up.
Well, that don't mean nothing. Shit.
Yeah, that don't mean he still calls some kind of shots.
He still got tentacles.
Yeah. They supposed to have a concert. I think sometime this summer or something like that. With all Snoop, Warren G, RBX, Lady of Rage. They're all supposed to have a concert. You know what I'm saying? Back on Death Row concert.
Back on Death Row. Oh shit!
And the first artist he signed was Bone Thugs and Harmony kids. They kids.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they a group. Yeah, all their kids became a group, and he signed them.
Damn, keeping it in the family.
That's crazy.
Well, here we go, starting all over again. Next new generation, next saga.
Yeah.
What he says they kids, what's the name of their group?
I forgot the name of their group. It's because I be researching like crazy, but yeah, he signed them. I heard Busy Bone's son rap. He rap just like him and all that. Flesh, either Flesh or Crazy. No, I think Crazy Bone's son and Wish son is in the group. Also, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But I'm like, if that's the case, then you should sign Eazy-E kids. You know what I'm saying? Easy, Easy kids.
His daughter is struggling for a deal right now.
Yeah, Eazy son.
Because they got to show a little reality show where Eazy son and his daughter is on it. I think it's called Growing Up Hip Hop.
Yeah, that, and I know Eazy daughter was trying to investigate her dad's situation, how he died and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was on A&E a couple months ago. His daughter was interviewing Lazy Bone and Kid Frost and all that to what happened to. She basically wanted answers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because they know something suspicious about that.
Yeah, that whole ordeal doesn't make no sense.
He was the only person in history who died of AIDS like that.
That fast though.
Yeah, that was the first time in history.
That fast. I'm like, yo.
Shit. Michael, look, yeah, and then by the time Magic Johnson get it, shit, he's still here.
Right. That boy Fauci is connected to that AIDS thing too, right?
Yeah, he the one that told us it came from monkeys back in the 90s.
Fauci.
Yep.
Oh, Fauci.
Yeah, he the ones that told us that it came from monkeys out of Africa.
He was behind that AZT the treatment that a lot of people dying off that shit. He was behind that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Death.
They always using the African brothers and sisters as guinea pigs and shit.
Oh yeah.
For the new medicines and all that.
That's the basis of the pharmaceutical industry today. Now they're open to use. Now these countries are allowing these pharmaceutical industries to allow the whole public to become guinea pigs now.
Yeah.
Legally, now they're covered. That's what happened with this new pokey. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Right. Allegedly. Because a lot of that stuff, man, like I said before, man, follow the money. Follow the money. The money gets split up into different hands and different ties. That's just like just like Sophia Stewart, the person that wrote the Matrix and the Terminator. She, what's that? Warner Brothers owe her $55 billion, but she can't get the money because the money been split up into different fundraisers. One went to the Clinton fundraiser, another one went over here. So she's trying to go around collecting all her money, and she's the owner of the Matrix and stuff, So they try to use it and all that, like they did. They had to like really change a lot of stuff so they wouldn't be sued and all that. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that everybody asked the question, why wasn't Lawrence Fishburne in the movie? Because allegedly, I'm not sure about this, because I heard from multiple people. I seen the picture probably once or twice, but I wasn't sure and all that. You know what I'm saying? That he was taking pictures with Sophia Stewart at one of the war shows and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's pictures of out there with him and Sophia Stewart are conversating or talking at one of those premieres or something like that.
Bro.
So
that would be like a conflict of interest.
Right. They're just like Keanu Reeves, sitting down and chatting with, Sophia Stewart, which is something I definitely want to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because all these people that got like pages on YouTube called Matrix Explain, and they be trying to explain the Matrix. I'm like, won't you get Sophia Stewart on the show? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And all of them, this is what they do. They all run to Google for the information where she lost the case in two. I said, how y'all call yourself red pills, and then first thing y'all do is run to Google? Yeah, they call themselves woke and all this, but the first thing they do is run to Google for information. You know what I'm saying? So
and then that'd be confirmation for them.
Right,
and red pill and Google your confirmation.
But she been telling people for years, go to our website and you can see all the documentation of her cases that she won over the years. The one in Utah, the one in Las Vegas, you know what I'm saying, which they had sealed. You know what I'm saying? She put federal charges against them. If they use the Matrix or the Terminator, they can literally be arrested. But what they're doing now, they trying to kill the franchise. That's why they're coming out with bullshit ass Terminator and, you know what I'm saying, Matrix movies and shit. You know, because this last one, it didn't too much make no sense to me. But it seemed like they ripped off a little bit of Tron. You know, if you ever watched Tron before and all that and stuff, they kind of like ripped off pieces of Tron.
Mm.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
So this Matrix wasn't as authentic.
It was dope. Don't get me wrong. It was dope.
They basically took it to a whole nother level of what they, because you know how he kind of basically descended from who he was as Neo. He didn't remember all this stuff that he had, and then it came to realize that Neo and Infinity, you know what I'm saying, their energy, Trinity, their energy together was Neo. Them together was Neo. That's what you really found out at the end.
Right.
They were Neo. He wasn't Neo by himself. He needed her.
Right, because I looked at it like it was an alternate grid that they created.
They did. That's exactly what happened. Grid. No, that's exactly what happened. There was multiple alternate ones. And they had them wasting their time in the fake one. This is exactly what's going on now. They got us so hung up on fake reality that we can't even engage in the real realities that we create with our mind.
Oh, yeah. Wait, nothing. Wait till the metaverse get at its peak. It's gonna be so many people addicted to that shit. You know what I'm saying? They can't decipher what's real or fake. You know what I'm saying?
And then they got that augmented reality. That's another thing. Like people who took that pokey, you might be invading with augmented reality. They might invade you with visions and make you think you're seeing some shit you ain't seeing.
Yeah, that's where
we don't know what the fucking outcome of this pokey gonna be, man.
Yeah, that's why they gonna be called bots. You know what I'm saying? Just bots all day.
It's gonna probably be 10 years from now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna activate that shit.
They turn into a human microchip.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, fellas, in your bloodstream and shit. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You seen that video of somebody literally took a microscope to that motherfucking vaccination. They showed you that they got little nanoparticles in that motherfucker.
Yeah, they call them hydra parasites. Research hydra parasites.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Hydra parasites. That's the same name. That's the same name of the Nazi version. The Nazi version of the scientific department of the Nazi called Hydra.
Yeah, hydra parasites. And so that's the thing about it. So many nurses and doctors that got threatened for not releasing the information. And when people start asking about the death list, because you know they say that 900,000 people passed away from this stuff allegedly, and so people was asking for the death list. And soon they asked for the death list and all that. You know what I'm saying? So many people was asking at the same time. All of a sudden, this war broke out.
Wow. Yep. Wow. So the lawsuits, that's probably why they switched gears.
Yeah.
The lawsuits is starting to pack up on their ass. Because people have been suing the federal government since last year behind this whole COVID.
Yeah, all the mandates and all that stuff.
Them since so a lot of them a lot of those lawsuits are now probably coming into fruition right now.
Yeah.
And you know, and the people is not stupid. They see the cops out here. They not really out here like that. They taking a break. You can literally steal City Hall, bro.
Right. But I'm gonna have to go, man. I gotta get ready for this other show, y'all.
All right, man.
Y'all coming in.
All right.
Man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all coming in. We did a good show, man. You know what I'm
No
saying?
doubt.
We gave people a lot of stuff to contemplate tonight.
Yeah, research.
Yeah.
Don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go out there and research so you can understand. You know, the truth will set you free, even though it's scary at sometimes. But hey, you know.
And then you can come on the show and teach us, or come on and be with us. Come on, help us out. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Add on, and you know what I'm saying? You can decipher some shit. Come on.
And there's nothing wrong with being socially conscious and aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, people feel like, you know, consciousness is weak and this, and you're them kind of people, and they like to put people in a box. You know what I'm saying? And I'm tired of being put in a box. Like us, we don't belong in no boxes. You can't put us in this box, that box. We just exist without boxes.
We're outside the box. We we're
outside of any perception of what you think of me.
Yeah.
Outside of that, don't even.
When you think of me, just think of nothingness. It's not nothing, but everything comes from it.
Pain for us thinking about that one.
Yeah.
You're like, nothingness.
The nothingness. Nothing. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we can leave on that note.
Hey, y'all tune in at 10:30, man. I'll be bumping some real shit.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Peace.
All right.
Peace, brothers.
Peace.
Peace.
Uh-huh.